Hello. Welcome to Univah.
We've got a problem. You like Autodesk Maya, but in Autodesk Maya Cinema 4D, and in many cases even in Blender, you are working in a low quality proxy of the scene all the time. And what you're seeing in real time, in order to keep the real time viewport at a high enough frame rate so that it can be interactive, you have to work in a low quality, gray, blobby looking, clay looking scene. And that's how professionals have worked in the professional 3D animation industry forever. The Univah Film Engine aims to change that. We want to educate this generation of animators and the older generation of animators to start looking at real time rendering softwares like Univah, built specifically for filmmakers. We want to make it so that those of you who are trying to replace Vray with Cdance and with AI, instead of giving up completely on your software's ability to render your scenes and just sending it to AI, which is a huge problem, we want to give you guys a scene. You need a scene. The need for having a savable scene that is high fidelity, that's never going to change. That is the best of all possible worlds, is having a scene, having everything in your software. That is the best of all possible worlds. Right now, the issue that you guys are having is your because you guys are giving up completely, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a complete bowing down. You guys are bowing down and you're giving up. And you're basically saying, we don't have any confidence anymore in V-Ray. We don't have any confidence anymore in Redshift. We don't have any confidence in these billion-dollar software's ability to render our scenes. And so we're just going to make low-quality proxies, and then we're going to send it to AI. And that's what you guys are doing now. The problem with that is that you now have lost having a scene. You don't have a scene anymore. You no longer have a project. Okay. So when you need to do a detailed facial animation that is very specific, you've lost that. When you need to have extreme precision, specificity, you've lost that. If 2 weeks from now you have to go back and change one specific thing from a scene, you've lost that because you don't have a project that you saved. So you need to have a high fidelity scene directly in a software that can handle that high fidelity, gives you the final quality in real time in the viewport, and is a savable project that you can send back and forth from Maya to Univah, from Univah to Cinema 4D. That's what you guys need. That's what the film industry needs. You need a real scene like what you see in the viewport. You don't need stick figures in the viewport and then you send it to AI and AI transforms it into a Victoria's Secret model. Because at the end of the day, what you're left with is still a stick figure, and that's what saves. When you save your scene, you're saving a stick figure. You're not saving the AI scene that AI generated. And what you guys have always wanted is to have directly in the software a high fidelity scene. Not, oh, let me create a stick figure, two stick figures, in something that looks like a car, and then I'm going to feed it to Cdance, and Cdance is going to transform it into Fast and the Furious. Because when you do that, when you start to rely on that kind of workflow, you completely lose the filmmaking ability. You lose everything that makes a film, and you no longer have a scene. So when you want to make Toy Story 5, for instance, okay, you go back to your scene files that you saved from Toy Story 4. because you have every single scene saved. It's a project that you saved. And so now you can go back and you can edit any specific thing, any specific light, you can change anything in that scene. You don't get that with AI. So the Univah Film Engine aims to be what you guys have always said you wanted, which is high fidelity directly in the viewport. The scene, a real scene, not a low quality proxy, not a bunch of proxy items that you place in the scene, which get transformed into something totally different, but you don't see that in your viewport. So that's the issue with all of these proxy to AI workflows. The problem with these proxy to AI workflows is that you don't have a scene anymore. You have lost your scene because you've given up on your software's ability to create a high fidelity scene. You're basically admitting that your software cannot finish a project. That's what you're admitting. You're admitting that your software, your multi-million dollar software, your $1 billion software, does not have the ability to finish a project. That's what you're admitting. And Univah is a finisher. That's what the Univah Film Engine is. Univah is capable of finishing projects. In Univah, you're going to be able to import your FBX files from Maya, from Cinema 4D, from Houdini, from any software that does FBX or Alembic. You're going to be able to import those scenes, those animated scenes, into Univah. And here's what we recommend. Here's how we recommend you work. If you're going to switch to a real-time workflow, which, to be honest, these days, that's what everybody wants, okay? So if you're going to switch to a real-time workflow and you're looking for a film engine, and the Univah Film Engine is the only film engine, there is nothing else like it. We created this category. We are the only film engine. So if you're going to switch to a film engine, then here's what you've got to do. You've got to do things a little differently. Number one, you have to make sure you create your 3D models optimized for real time, okay, so that you can have interactivity in real time at high frame rates. Number two, I suggest you do not light your scenes in Maya. Don't light your scenes in Maya unless you're going to do offline rendering, okay? Because everything that you're adding in Maya, it's meant for offline rendering, okay? So don't light your scenes in Maya and don't do your shading in Maya, okay? Come to the Univah Film Engine. Make sure that you have a PBR, physically based workflow. Your textures, everything should be PBR, highest quality possible. I recommend 4K, 8K, or 2K for your textures. Textures are key. So make sure you have excellent diffuse maps, normal maps, displacement maps, whatever you need. Make sure it's great quality. And then import that into the Univah Film Engine. In Univah, then you start adding your lights. Start adding your lights because how lights work in real time is very different from how lights work with the Vray workflow. Okay? So you don't want to be lighting your scenes in Maya if you plan on using a real-time renderer to finish the project. And that's what the Univah Film Engine is. Univah is a finisher. You come to Univah when you're ready to finish your film. You don't take it from Univah to AI. Univah is the finisher. It's the final step before you take it to, compositing and editing. That's it. Okay? So with Univah, you're finishing the project. You're not coming to Univah to start the project. By the time you're in Univah, it's because you're ready to finish the project. Okay? So do your lighting in real time. Do it in Univah. Add your lights in Univah. Don't add them in Maya. Because why would you add them in Maya if you're going to have to go to Vray to preview it? Vray renders things differently from a real-time workflow. So you want to do all of your lighting in Univah, and you can see the results immediately in real time. Okay? So these are some of the things that we're going to be training you guys on to give you guys the best workflow, the quickest and best results, so that when you save your Univah scene, this is a scene that you can save now, and you can take this back to Maya. Isn't that wonderful?